as our orange Protoss in the 8 o'clock position, representing, oh god, what was it?
Eclipsia.
Eclipsia, thank you. It's like a name that's just hard to think of.
Yep.
Because it's like, what does it mean? What does that word mean, man?
Eclipsia.
It's like you've got an eclipse, but then you've got Eclipsia. I don't know. Anyways, it just, I guess it sounds cool, you know?
It does sound cool.
But,
there's a lot of little things you do with your mouse, like Eclipsia. There's a lot of variety in a short amount of time.
Yeah, indeed there is.
But
he's up against his opponent in the 2 o'clock position, our blue Zerg, Symbol, representing Team SCV Life. As he said, he actually 4-0'd none other than Marine King.
Yep.
Who, for some reason, everyone keeps telling me is just hands down, indisputably the best Terran in the world.
I know.
Which I don't necessarily disagree with that. He might be.
Yeah.
And I think he's definitely at the very least top 5, top 3 Terran in the world.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, for some reason, people seem to have this notion that like you're not even allowed to argue. He's just the best Zerg in the world. I don't know, man. Getting 4-0'd by Symbol. Like Symbol's great. I love Symbol. Don't get me wrong. He's a Korean Weekly veteran. He's played in so many of these that I really love him for that. But
well, honestly, if you get 4-0'd by anyone,
yeah, you can't be the best in the world if you get 4. Like,
yeah,
you just can't, right? Like,
I don't know. I don't know who'd I'd put up there, but Marine King definitely with his most recent results, like up there. And then you wonder, well, how good is Symbol? Oh my God, 4-0'ing Marine King. And then you wonder how good is DesRow? 1-1 against Symbol. StarCraft 2, man. It's a crazy game.
Oh, I mean PvZ totally different from TvZ, but still, still it's definitely a good point. Oh, nice pylon block, just delaying that hatchery from Symbol. DesRow not making the same mistake Extreme made of just constantly suiciding probes into drone lines and not being able to do that. And it looks like Symbol going to try to get that hatcher up at the 3rd base. Is DesRow just going to block with his probe, or is he going to actually drop another pylon? Some players do double pylon block to just delay those hatcheries as long as possible, but he might just use the probe. If you have to drop the extra 100 minerals for a pylon, it's actually a really big deal.
It is.
A lot of Zerg players are like, it's so BS that you can do that, but it actually delays your Nexus, it delays your cannon, delays your gateway. It's actually a huge deal. So it looks like DesRow doesn't want to do that, and that hatchery should be able to go down, I'm sure. Actually, I'm surprised the drone's not going back to drop that right now. Maybe he wants to just wait, use the 6 slings that he already made, and just go take that natural.
There he goes.
No, yeah, okay, he's going to go take the 3rd.
I forgot about it at first.
Why 6 slings, though, again? I don't get it. Symbol keeps doing this.
I think because he couldn't get the hatcheries down, he's going to have an influx of minerals. So just using that, I don't know. But it's funny because I played a Zerg in the ladder yesterday. He was so stubborn. Like, I put a pylon as natural, and then I went into this 3rd, and then just put a pylon there just for fun. And this was on Daybreak. And he took like a 15 hatch at the most forward expansion, and then I pulled a Xen Extreme and 4-gated him and won. So
of course, nice. That's the way it's done.
Don't mess around with me in ladder in regards to expansions, because I will destroy you if you are economically cheesy.
I'll keep that in mind, man.
That's my public service announcement. Yeah, man.
Nice. At least you're totally upfront about it.
Gotta let him know. Gotta let him know.
I don't want it to be cheap, right? If you tell them you're 4-gating, it's not still cheese, right?
Hey man, they're cheesing with their economic cheese.
You're right.
So I'm just abusing that, all right?
You're right. Where is that hatchery, man? I've been staring at this drone.
Yeah, me too. It's like patrolling.
He's like making more drones. He's actually going double gas, so he's not going 3rd base. He just wanted that drone there so that when the probe scouted it, it was like, oh, maybe he's about to take that 3rd.
Or even take the hatchery and cancel it.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he didn't do that.
That'd be sick.
Now that I think about it, because he had the minerals to do it. But
he did.
In any case, yeah, he had the minerals when the probe was there. He could have dropped it, but in any case, double gas on 2 base here. What do you think he's gonna be doing with this? Is he gonna rush out a lair, try to get really fast mutas? Is he gonna do some crazy Nidus play? Are we gonna see like a Roach or Baneling bust? It's only 2 gas, so it's not like he's rushing quad gas to do Hydra Nidus or something like that.
Should see. I'd expect a layer right when you get 100 gas. Yeah, there's the layer.
Sure.
Nidus, there's a lot of base space on this map on Sandstorm Mist. There's a lot of space where you have to put a lot. You have to like patrol your probes to make sure you see what's going on. I mean, there's a lot of place you can hide a Nidus, even on that little patio where there are parties. You can put a Nidus there. So
okay,
Nidus. We'll see. Oh, adding 2 gas is natural, so maybe mutas. Maybe?
It's either muta or Hydra Nidus. It's not going to be like Nidus Ling or Nidus Roach. Or Roach All In or something like that. This should either be Muta or Hydronitis. I'm trying to think of... Or Infester. You could rush Infester, but who would do that? I mean, you could do that and just do the build where you just drop 1 billion Infested Terrans at the front and try to kill the Protoss wall off. But, I don't know. That hasn't been working that well lately. It looks like DesRow, though...
He's getting speed, so I think it's going to be Mutas.
Yeah. Most likely. He has that spine there as well. He's adding additional spines, so it does look like it. But DesRow thinks there's still that 3rd hatch there. He's sending out Zealot and Stalker in a probe. He's getting ready to go for that 4-gate warp. And he has a Robo behind it, though, this time instead of a Twilight. And he's probably going to be surprised when he gets there to realize there's actually no third hatchery, even though he's already making that forward pylon.
He's like, charge!
Yeah.
Oh,
let's go, we got +1!
Guys, there's nothing here. I've always wanted to cast a game where all you do is just take the point of view of the units.
Of the unit?
That'd
be
make
fun.
all the sound effects.
We should do a tournament that just we cast like that the entire time.
So sick. Like, you take the point of view of the Stalker, like, Roger, Roger, we're about to go into the third base to attack the third. And it's just, I think that'd be a lot of fun. But
that would be fun.
For another time,
absolutely should do that.
Third isn't there, DesRow's freaking out. He's like, wait a second, something's going on.
Yeah, something for serious. When he gets to the natural and he sees all these spines, he should realize that it's most likely going to be Muta. Spire's already 2/3 of the way done. Actually, Ling's trying to deny these units from getting up the ramp. But he's going to see those spines. He's going to know that there's no way he can push up that. And that something crazy is on the way. And look at that. Instant response. Stalker is starting to be warped in and Twilight Council. So he's getting ready to go blink Stalker. Good response against Muta.
Yeah, and a little bit of a different build than last game, which is surprising. You know, this game he's going for the Robo. Last game he went for the Twilight earlier. And he didn't do that this game, though it would have been like pretty much a direct counter, I think, to fast Spire. And I'm also interested, like, I'm intrigued by Symbol going for the Spire play when that's what DesRow did. Both games went for the really, really fast +2 blink Stalkers. But we'll have to see how much damage these mutas can do. 8 already on the way at the 920 mark. That's like crazy fast. And DesRow has to get lots of Stalkers on the field. Has to start blink right away. That's exactly what he does. Has to Chrono Boost the heck out of it. But he knows. He knows the mutas are coming. He saw all the speedlings. He saw all those spine crawlers. He saw the lack of a third. All that tells you that mutas are probably on the way.
I'm actually honestly surprised he didn't cancel +1 armor and just get +2 attack, because armor upgrades aren't really going to do almost anything for you with Stalkers. I mean, if your Stalkers are actually dying, it'll help a little bit, but
that's
shield
weird.
Upgrades, if you're going to get defensive upgrades, shields will be better. He was just getting it, like, while he was still trying to kill the third, so... Wow, the Panda Bear guy's glitched out of my screen.
I noticed that
You saw
earlier,
that?
yes!
What the hell, man? He's like this little dome.
I was going to say it, but I was worried it was just me and I was going to look at the pool. But anyway, the Stalker's going to try to deal with these mutas in the main base. DesRow doing a good job defending this for now, but the art of this fast muta play... Zerk, the Protoss player, can't really be aggressive, so you can just take bases everywhere.
He should be double expanding right now for sure.
Absolutely.
And he already killed, what was it, 6 workers. 6 workers already. That's pretty darn decent. We're at 47 drones to 49 probes, though. So DesRow certainly still has his optimal, or even more than optimal saturation for his 2 bases. He's just adding more and more gates right now. Finally starting to add some cannons in his mineral lines. You really do need at least a couple cannons to buy yourself time, so you just kill those until your Stalkers get there, as opposed to just killing your probes immediately. Looks like he's just going to go for this assimilator. I love that choice. Protosses are generally very limited by gas when they do this, especially since they're generally going to go up to Templars. So
yeah, and especially because you're not going to get a third base for a while with all those mutas on the field. Like, you need those gases. They're so important. And I just got to say, I love this strategy for Symbol. I'm nothing against DesRow, but obviously Symbol's going to come into this matchup being like, all right, I'm the better player. Let me outplay him. And with this strategy, as Incontrosis Pylon gets taken out, actually it stays alive. Nice blink there. But using this strategy, it's so micro-intensive, and you're like guaranteed to go to the late game if like no crazy 2-base all-in happens. So Symbol pretty much guaranteeing himself a later game, and this strategy also demands really high multitasking ability from the Protoss player. So just wanted to say I really like the strategy choice here from Symbol.
And it requires really high multitasking from the Zerg player as well. And I'm actually surprised Symbol went for it, because Symbol in the past, like, he's always been an excellent player with his builds, his timings, everything. But his micro has actually been something he's had trouble with in the past, especially with like muta control, just having that APM for it. So I don't know. We'll see. I remember I watched a game between him and Crank recently where his muta control just wasn't there, and Crank was able to decimate him. So we'll see if DesRow's able to do the same thing, though. His muta control is much better in this game. Symbol takes out another assimilator that is so huge. Dark Shrine about halfway done, though, for DesRow. So just I do like that decision. I mean, it's really hard to put on pressure when you're going when you're up against muta. So try to use DTs to do that. But an Overseer is already morphing in the natural Symbol. We'll see. He already has one, actually, so that's going to be a second one. He'll probably put that over by his third, where he has the spine crawlers. So I don't know how much damage they'll do. Meanwhile, Muta's actually engaging right onto the Stalkers. Oh my god. Unfortunately, DesRow not target firing. You absolutely 100% need to target fire Mutas in that position. And that may have lost him that engagement, because so many hurt mutas are in there. But Symbol didn't fall back. You gotta hurt. You gotta fall back before those hurt mutas start dying. Yeah. Still, taking out that many Blink Stalkers really hurts. You really need that Blink Stalker count to build up to an insane number.
All right, the good news for DesRow here, he is getting this third up. There was some aggression by some Lings. DesRow was able to clean that up. The bad news is he just lost a lot of Stalkers there. Needs to warp in a lot more. The Lings trying to still do some aggression. Have any DTs been warped in and done any damage that I missed?
Not to my knowledge. I could be wrong. I don't. He doesn't have any forward pylons. That's the thing. So
And he doesn't really have the gas to spare, I don't think.
Exactly. He keeps losing those assimilators, so you might have seen him add them earlier on. In fact, it's possible he just wanted to add them for Archons or something, but I really would have expected some aggression. Maybe his observer saw that now there's an Overseer at the 3rd and a Spine. The 4th, though, does not have any detection at it or defenses, so it would be excellent to send a DT. I don't think he knows about that base, though. That's the problem. Yeah, he does not. So
I would just have one at least at their watchtower or something, just to get out there, try to get some map control.
Some map control. I agree.
But right now, DesRow playing this decently, getting his 3rd base up, and that's like one of the biggest challenges when playing against the Mutaling style. And DesRow's done it, at least for now. This could change. We'll have to see how good DesRow can defend his main base. Has some Stalkers there, 2 cannons as well. That's going to help. Symbol going in there with the Lings, just going to back out right away. But again, the Zerg player has 4 bases. At what point do you like try to start denying these bases? I mean, DTs, that's one way. Warp Prism, that's another way. But again, the Overload spread Symbol has is phenomenal, and he can afford to do this considering he has those mutas all over the map. Oh, actually, those are Lings around the map. It's still pretty darn cool. So you can see whenever a Warp Prism would go by. So.
Exactly.
DesRow's got to find some way to do damage to the Zerg economy here.
Oh, look at this play by Symbol. Not something we see often when players go in for Muta and they try to spend all their gas on Mutas. He's actually made 12 Banelings over here. He's got a lot of Lings as well. So he's just going to try to go attack into that 3rd. He sees with his Overlord. There's just a couple Zealots there and a cannon, and it looks like DesRow actually out in the middle of the map with some Stalkers. Oh, his Observer sees Symbol trying to take a Ninja expansion at the leftward base, but an Observer is there. He doesn't know about that. But meanwhile, Muta's coming into the 3rd. He might not even need the Banelings. There are no defenses in position for DesRow. Not a Templar since he doesn't have that. No Stalkers. Nothing. He's going to have to blink back with his Stalkers, not attack that base in the 9 o'clock. And meanwhile, Lings and Banelings are going to stream in. Baneling speed, unfortunately, though, 20 seconds from completion.
He doesn't need it, to be honest. The Baneling's just going to waddle forward. Feeling a little bit deprived of that speed upgrade.
No.
They're going to explode into some probes here. At what point do you explode into Nexus? Everything's dying, and there's the GG. DesRow's like, all right.
Oh, wow. Wow. Look at how one-sided that last engagement looked, man.
It was... DesRow didn't have anything there. I don't know what happened to his army. I don't know where he went with it.
Yeah, I'm looking around. He didn't have Stalkers waiting in his main or anything. Yeah. He had a lot over at the 3rd, at that base at the 9 o'clock, so he sent a lot of Stalkers to take out that hatchery. But you got to remember in this situation that while you do want to deny Zerg expansions, your expansions are more important than the Zerg expansions. If Zerg has 5 bases, they can afford to lose one. You're only on 3 base. You can't afford to lose that base. You have to have your Stalkers there to defend. And it was such an odd choice to send... Like, why would you send Stalkers to kill a hatchery? You know there's no detection there. Send 1 DT.
Yep.
Literally 1 DT, and he could have killed the hatchery. Like, he could have had all of his Stalkers waiting in his 3rd. Instead, he basically lost the game because... I don't know if he forgot they had the Dark Shrine or what, man, but he never made a single DT.
Did he forget it? I don't know.
I don't know, but
And like, if you're going for just Archons, like I feel like High Templar would be the better choice anyway, because Storm is really darn good against that composition, provided you control correctly. But then again, Symbol did such a good job picking off assimilators here and there. Had some good engagements where he took down a lot of Stalkers, and of course you have to invest back into the Stalker production, so you're not going to have enough gas to tech up as much as you would want to. And then it just came down to DesRow not having enough defenses at his 3rd. When slow Banelings are able to win a game, you know you messed up. You know, because
I don't even think he needed the Banelings, to be honest. Like,
you're probably
I don't think
right.
He could have not had a single Baneling there, and he still would have won that. I think even if he hadn't brought all those Lings, he still would have. Like, there were only how many Stalkers? He brought like 8 or 10 Stalkers there, and there were like 20 mutas with +2 already done, whereas +3 wasn't done yet for DesRow. So even upgrades, and I mean, with the Lings and Banelings, it was easy, but without those, he probably still would have killed that 3rd. So it was just such a, like, that's something you can do as Protoss if you already have Templar with Storm. You can leave, and you can leave those Templar there to be ready to Storm, but without Storm, you have to leave all your Stalkers at home defending. And that's not what happened, so GG, man. Symbol moves on.
Yeah, good fight, DesRow. You know, keep your head up. Like, you took a game off a Symbol. It's not many people can say that. I know Orb can't say that. LOL. Just kidding.
Come on, man. You're killing me over here. Throw me under the bus.
All right, guys. We'll be back.
With super claws, whatever it is.
We'll be back after a quick commercial break with the next matchup. Don't go anywhere.